Hi there, I'm Laura Gouillon. I'm an AR creator and filmmaker based in Paris, France, and you might have seen some of my AR effects, including My Red Flags, Emoji Word Challenge, and My Love Life Tarot.
Hi, I'm Chris Olsen. I'm a creator on TikTok who also happens to love using effects, so I'm really excited to be here today.
Chris has 12.2 million followers on TikTok under his handle @Chris, and that's not even including his spam accounts. It's insane. Chris, I'd love to hear more. Tell us about you and your journey to today.
TikTok has been such a journey for me in general, but over the past few months, I feel like we've really seen not even a rebirth, but just the birth of the filter boom. I mean, it feels like filters are everywhere on the app, which is really exciting. And I feel like there's such a fun way to not only show off your personality, but connect to your audience, because what a filter you do is a filter they can do as well. So not only is it something that they're watching you do, they feel like they are in a game where they can play along. And I feel like it's just been such a beautiful way to not only create content, but create content that's engaging and that people enjoy watching. And to see the response, I think, has been so exciting. And that's what's motivated me to keep going, to see how much people are really enjoying them.
That's amazing. Chris, I'm curious, what has your TikTok journey been like? How did you get started? And do you remember when you started using effects?
I started, it was April 11th of 2020 was the first video I ever posted. And I really started TikTok as a hobby. I was not expecting it to turn into what it did. But I think that's what the beauty of the app is that you can go forward just enjoying creating, and it can become something completely different, or something that can support you, or something that can become a job in a way. And I think that's kind of what happened. It was a happy accident. I had always been into performing. I had always been an entertainer, but when it became more of a job, that was just sort of a happy accident. And I remember I had always been using filters, but over this past summer, I decided to really start utilizing them in a way where I was just going to do trial and error, which I think is a big pillar of TikTok. You make a lot of videos, some things work and some things don't. So I just thought this is kind of an easy way to try some of this stuff at home, see what people are liking. And when I started making a lot of videos with filters over the summer, it's kind of like I felt like my channel was renewed in a way. I started making a lot more videos a day because I was really enjoying doing them. Viewership was higher than ever, and it felt like that was where my channel had a rebirth in a way, was when I started working with filters. So again, it was sort of a happy accident, as I feel like so much of TikTok is. And that's how it all began.
That is so amazing to hear, and especially what you mentioned about the rebirth, since I know you've been using a lot of effects in your videos recently, but it's mind-blowing seeing the engagement with the audiences. I'm curious to hear about what has it been like engaging with your audience before and after using effects, and what are people coming to you for now?
I think I was always engaging with my audience in a way, but I think before effects it was engaging in a different kind of way, because again, I think one of the beauty of effects and filters is that if a fan or a follower sees their favorite creator using a filter, they're able to do that exact same thing and use the filter right after. So they feel like they're doing something together. And so that's where I feel like the engagement has changed. And it's also kind of like people are able to suggest which filter to use next. You're able to be tagged in them. It's kind of like a game that we're all playing, rather than creator over here and viewer over there. It's like everyone is kind of together in this sense, which I feel like is one of the big differences about a lot of the effects.
That's so true, and I think that you do a really good job of telling stories when you use effects. You're not just using them, you're bringing your personality to the table, you're reusing them. I'm curious, do you remember what was the first effect you ever used?
I do remember the first ones I used that kind of caught on as a bit of a trend were those celebrity murder mystery filters. I remember that was such a big thing over the summer, and I started using them a bunch, and they're created by another wonderful creator, Juliet. And that is where I really found the beauty of the storyline in a filter, because you're literally telling a story with who is our murder victim and then who found the body, who's the detective, all of those things. And I felt like that's where I learned how to create a storyline in this way. And then as I started using other filters, it was kind of fun to find different ways to create this storyline. Like, for example, some of your filters, like the Fall Fortune one is one that comes to mind, or beige flags. I remember just like I kept doing it and kept getting these answers that were, it was almost like the filter was reading my mind, and that just became the storyline there. Sometimes you go into creating one of these videos and you don't know what the storyline is going to be, and it kind of reveals itself to you, which is another one of the beauties of the filters. So it's again, there's, because of the volume of filters that there is on the app now, which I think is so exciting. There are so many opportunities to create different stories or to be surprised by stories that are being dropped in front of you. And I think that's just one of the big beauties of the filters.
I love that. And I cannot confirm or deny if the filters are reading your mind. But I will say...
they must be.
Yeah. You know, advanced technology. No, you always
Right.
get the best answers, and you've got the best reactions for them. So very entertaining watching your filter videos.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I am curious about your overall content strategy. Just how do you approach what you decide to make and post on TikTok? And then how does that compare with your effect content strategy?
You know, I think before filters, it was very much based on all real life experiences. It was what am I doing this week? What is exciting that I could film? I was much more of a plan ahead kind of person. And then I think when filters came along, it was more like, okay, let me discover what filter I can use today. What new filter can be utilized? And I think it made my life as a creator much easier, because I still live a crazy life, and I'm going all these different places to create videos. And if there's a Taylor Swift concert that week that I'm going to, best believe most of my videos are going to be about that, because that's really exciting to me.
Yeah.
But if there's not much going on, I'm able to create excitement in my own life by doing a filter and having a storyline be revealed to me. And I just did all of that in the comfort of my own home. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like, in a way, filters provide accessibility to a lot of creators who they may not have a lot going on. They may not have too much time in their day, but they're able to create a very fun and engaging video because a filter has been added on the app. And so I feel like it's opening a lot of doors for a lot of creators in ways, because there are now people on the app I've seen who are almost like unofficial filter creators. All they do is post videos using filters or creating storylines, just doing that. And I think that's such an amazing way to connect with an audience, because they're able to do that without anything else going on, from the comfort of their own home. And I feel like that's just a really exciting new wave of things on the app.
Totally. It's like you said, it's like a new creator niche, filter creator, video creator. But as well, they're mini games, they're engaging, they start a conversation, and they're low pressure. We're just here to have fun.
Yeah. And you're able to, I think with a lot of them, you are able to learn a lot about the creator. I think sometimes the issue about people just finding a niche or niching down is people get popular for creating videos about one particular thing. And then when they try to be multifaceted and show the rest of their personality, a lot of the time people are like, okay, well, we want to see the original thing. This is what we came here for. But I think with filters, because there's such a wide range of them, if you're a creator using the wide range of them and you do a murder mystery one day, My Fall Fortune the other day, a girl dinner the next day, you're still showing your personality through the vehicle of these filters. So when you do create things, otherwise people have fallen in love with the way that you react to things or the way that you tell stories. So you're able to continue sharing yourself in that way, while also feeding your niche, which I think is just a really exciting side to filters on TikTok.
I love that. I think it's a very delicate balance. And like you said,
yes,
no one has to niche down. You know, the internet wants to love you for you and what you're interested about when you're interested about it. And so it is awesome to hear that effects have been helping people relate to and talk about themselves and express their personalities through an effect in a game.
Right.
That's awesome. You use a lot of effects, which is amazing. How do you find them?
I go to your page.
Oh.
I go to your page and I see if Laura has posted a new filter.
Right.
But that's not even really a joke. I will, as I mentioned, Juliet is an amazing filter creator. Laura, you are an amazing filter creator. There are a lot of people. I think there's another woman named Chantel Filters. There are a lot of creators who have dedicated a lot of their space on the app to creating these filters. And I have gone to their pages to see if they've posted new ones, if I'm in search for a new filter, or it just happens to come up while I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see people using a new filter that everyone's getting excited about. That's how I found the Fall Fortune filter. That's how I found beige flags. I think for Girl Dinner, I had gone to your page. For Disney Murder Mystery, I had gone to Juliet's page and see if she had posted a new one. So it's a bit of both. It's both seeking them out and letting them come to me. I think scrolling on the app is your best friend for finding new things that are trending, but also being a bit proactive, because sometimes I would be the first or one of the first people to use a filter and then it became a trend, and that's really cool and helpful too. So it's a bit of both always.
I was going to say it must pay off to curate and hit up your speed dial of AR creators, because like you said, you do often end up starting trends. Like, as good as an effect might be, it'll start to reach the masses once creators like yourself start using it, expressing with it.
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, we see your video at the top of those effect pages, that's for sure.
I love it, yeah.
Do you do this? I mean, when you see a video in your feed with an effect that you want to use, do you end up using it right away, or do you save it for later? How do you track that?
It really depends. I think there are some... Which one was it? It was... I know I've continued mentioning the same ones, but the two that really stick out to me were Beige Flags and Fall Fortune, especially because if you go on my page and see the engagement around them, it's really high, and that was really exciting. And I think one reason for that was because I found them pretty early, and when I created the video, people were in the midst of watching all of their Beige Flags or Fall Fortune videos. It was still new and exciting, and I think when I find one of those, I'm like, I need to make this video right now. Or I think Fall Fortune, I saw it the night before and I was like, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So it's both, but I think it depends. It definitely depends on when I find it and what the trend is in the moment.
That's awesome. And I'm sure a lot of creators use your account also as a reference for what filters to be using and to be having fun with, myself included. Right. I love seeing all of your videos, and I think, what are some new effects I can try today?
I love it. I mean, that's the goal too.
Last but not least, Chris, I have a surprise for you. Okay? The holiday season is imminent, and I have a gift for you to Chris from Laura, and it is not in this box. It's actually not in this box. Okay. I'll put this away. It's going to be on your TikTok account. Chris, I have made a custom AR effect for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You deserve one. You've used like a million of them, so it's finally time to give you one for yourself. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's called My Cuffing Season because I know you're going to be having the juiciest cuffing season of them all. So excited to follow it. And now your audiences and everyone on TikTok can start using it.
Perfect. Wow. I'm so excited to use it. I'm excited to see what story it tells me. I can't wait.
Juicy secrets. We'll see. Hope you like it.
I'm sure I will.
And that's it. Thanks for joining this fireside chat with Chris. So wonderful having you, Chris, and hearing about your AR journey using AR effects in your videos. Can't wait to see what you make next.
I hope this gave you a little more insight on creators and the best way to use effects, and I can't wait to see how filters continue to evolve in the future. Thank you, Laura, and thank you, TikTok, for this amazing conversation. Hope to talk to you all soon.